Indiana sportsbooks scored more than $1 billion in the last 6 months. That's more revenue than 9 publicly traded tri-state companies. Think of that. And those cashing in include more than your average gambler. International bookies, Facebook, Pandora are all in, even during a pandemic. Reporter Larry Seward has more.
Well, the first 2 games between these teams.
It came to a head March 11th live on ESPN.
The game tonight has been postponed.
The NBA paused, its season postponed. Coronavirus paralyzed America, sports too. All major leagues stopped, the NCAA scrapped March Madness. Then casinos closed. Care to guess how much Indiana bookies scored? Try $74 million in March alone.
I am surprised at the volume it has brought.
Sportsbooks still see people driving into Indiana using mobile apps to bet on what used to be afterthoughts like darts and table tennis.
Best of 7, here we go.
Over 50% of our bets are on table tennis.
Those apps, equipped with geo-tracking software that ensures bettors only wager where it's legal, represent the fastest growing part of sports betting.
You actually can track where people sign up from, and it isn't always from Indiana. You will get Illinois, you will get Ohio, Kentucky.
Johnny Avello booked sports in Las Vegas for 35 years. Now with DraftKings, he ranks the Hoosier State among gambling's heavyweights.
We're surprised at the type of business that's come out of Indiana, and when I, pair it against others, it's right there with, some of our top performers.
Since the U.S. Supreme Court lifted a federal ban on sports betting, 18 states allow it. Another 5 legalized it. 16 others have active legislation. Indiana opened last September with lawmakers hoping to see a $99 million total economic impact in 1 year. They got more in 2 months. It is almost $1 billion state industry. All that with just 6 sports books and 14 casinos licensed. But we found a list of 131 others registered to market sports betting. And there are recognizable names like Facebook, Pandora, Twitter, and the Indianapolis Star. What you don't see are all the overseas companies lining up for a piece of the action.
There's just so much pent-up demand. For years, the only place you could, place a sports bet was in Vegas.
Ron Shell is part of PointsBet, a 4-year-old Australian startup among the first allowed in.
In Indiana, there is such a passion for sports. Everyone's coming out of the woodwork to bet, and this industry is going to have huge growth for at least the next 10 years.
There is, of course, another side.
This is a slowly growing addiction and disorder that we were not aware of, or that we didn't have as much research on even a decade ago.
Blake Hulsman counsels gamblers at Cincinnati's Center for Addiction Treatment and worries what Indiana's windfall means for Ohio, where House and Senate bills seem poised to legalize sports betting. Before coronavirus took over in February, Governor Mike DeWine minced no words.
I think sports betting is coming to Ohio. We have questions that are public policy questions that need to be answered.
What is this going to look like for us? What's it going to look like for people that are going, oh, what's sports betting? Let me see if this could be fun. Let me see if I can make more money on this.
While Ohio debates, Indiana launched a program that lets gamblers ban themselves from mobile online betting for up to 5 years. The state also pays for gambling addiction treatment. If Ohio or Kentucky welcomes bookies, Hulsman wants similar or better safeguards.
We've been saying, talk to your legislators and say, we need to put some regulations on this.
Indiana is all in, and odds makers say the only question is, who's next? Larry Seward, WCPO 9 News.